Random Lists is all about lists Waypoint Overland has created on an array of topics, such as top 5 national parks, top 10 trails in the United States, top 10 fill in the blank. I think you get it. Some lists will be pure fun, and others very informational. But they all will have a connection to overlanding in some way. We're very interested in hearing your suggestions for upcoming lists in the comments. Now, here's our random list.
My random list this week is my top 5 new stock vehicles worth considering for overland travel. These are new vehicles worth considering in stock form or minimal upgrading for overland travel, in my opinion. You know, modifying your overland vehicle can be a proud and fulfilling time, and I can attest to this personally. I even enjoy watching other overlanders' rigs evolve, but there are many risks that come with those vehicle upgrades. One is you're betting that your upgrades trump the research and development teams your particular vehicle employed to design your vehicle. And more than likely, you'll be putting your vehicle under maximum stress levels. You can make a bad decision on an upgrade that fails and your epic journey is derailed, or worse, you end up somewhere remote and stranded. Most vehicles that I've encountered on the trail that have suspension failures are heavily upgraded vehicles that in appearance look indestructible. I've seen people do things to their rig that they never really were able to correct and ruined their driving experience forever. All the rigs on my list will be considered ready for overland travelers stock from the auto lot. The list was derived from my personal experiences, Auto Insider info, and opinions from reading articles and research. So with that, in no particular order, my first vehicle is the Jeep Wrangler. The Jeep Wrangler comes in at around $43,500, and the bottom line is there are not many places you can't go in a stock Wrangler. They're extremely capable right from the factory. The Jeep Wrangler is a regular off-road comparison winner and SUV of the year winner by auto magazines, off-road experts, and owners like me. And now the engine options available include an electric version. I have at number 2, the Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro at around $55,000. It has a good payload, smooth ride, and a beefed up drivetrain. There hasn't been many updates, and that's because it's a tried and true dependable vehicle with a loyal following. The 4Runner has long been a favorite of off-roaders because of its perceived reliability and large aftermarket support. With the TRD Pro model, you don't have to modify your 4Runner because it's capable out of the box. Some highlights of the TRD package is Fox racing shocks, a locking rear diff, a snorkel, and Toyota's multi-terrain select system. I have at number 3, the Jeep Gladiator at around $45,300. Almost the same story as the Wrangler. A stock Gladiator will get you just about anywhere you want to go. However, it has a longer wheelbase, so you'll be using those skid plates more frequently. It has a good payload capacity for its size, with a segment best 4-wheel drive payload of up to 1,200 pounds. Overlanders have a choice of the Rubicon or the Mojave edition of the Gladiator. Highlights of the Rubicon model are the locking front and rear differentials, an electric anti-roll bar disconnect, and a low range with the 4-to-1 crawl ratio. Highlights of the Mojave model are a beefed up frame and shocks and a wider front track for better stability. It too has a lock and rear differential, but no front lock or anti-roll bar disconnect. Both models come with 33-inch tires, steel bumpers, skid plates, and rock rails. At number 4, I have the Toyota Land Cruiser. If you ask someone to close their eyes and picture someone overlanding, then you ask them, what vehicle did they see? There's a good chance, no matter what they drive, they say a Toyota Land Cruiser. The Land Cruiser will cost you about $86,700, and it will absolutely live up to the reputation it's had since 1951. People buy used Land Cruisers with 200,000 miles on them and are ecstatic about it. Then they routinely take them all around the world for another 200,000 miles. You'll see Land Cruisers being used by kings, dictators, explorers, military, farmers, pretty much everything in between. That's because they're highly capable, highly durable, and historically extremely reliable. At number 5, I have the Ram 2500 Power Wagon at $50,000. The Power Wagon, in my opinion, is currently one of the most off-road capable new pickup trucks you can purchase today. Now, highlights for this vehicle are it has a locking front and rear diff, electronic anti-roll bar, steel body armor, and a worn winch rated for 12,000 pounds. For some, this will be too big of a vehicle to take on the trail, and you have to take in consideration it's also gas hungry. But I don't see any other cons than that. Now, I want to talk about Knox binoculars. After you have all the essentials on your list for an overland journey, I recommend augmenting that list with some things especially for your enjoyment. Things that will add to the experience. If you can combine other benefits, it's a bonus. Now, something that I would tell every overlander to have are a decent pair of binoculars. They bring many benefits to your overland journey. Dog owners can spot a lost puppy, keeping visual contact with a spouse, children, or a team member. Visually checking avalanche conditions on a backcountry trail, deciding an appropriate route, and being able to enjoy the wildlife from an appropriate distance, or just enjoying landscapes. Knox binoculars, in my opinion, are perfect travel binoculars and should be given consideration by any overlander, no matter who you are. They're a great pair of compact, cool-looking binoculars. You can throw them in your bag and at an excellent price. I love mine. These are mine right here. Now, I own other binoculars that I have no complaints about, but they're expensive and they're heavy. So I basically treat them like museum pieces. Now the Knox, at a suggested retail price of $89, I find myself actually using them and taking them everywhere. They're light, small, waterproof. They're perfect for a hiker, kayaker, backpacker, or just hitting the beach. Now, living here in the Pacific Northwest where we get tons of rain, being waterproof is a requirement for me. But what I like now is I have a pair of binoculars that look cool in any environment. Sometimes you just want to look like you don't want to look like you're on a special mission. That actually had a lot to do with me wanting them. They had color options to please just about anybody. Now, these are 8x25, so I wouldn't recommend these for like a dedicated bird watcher. But with that, I've spotted many birds with mine. You can stash them in your glove compartment, console, or your jacket. Here's the measurements here. Now, these are called the standard issue, and they're waterproof at an IPX7 rating, which means that they can be submerged in up to 3.3 feet of water for 30 minutes. They're also nitrogen injected and sealed to prevent internal fogging. I have no hesitation using them in rain, snow, or any kind of weather. Another bonus that I really like is that the standard issue is designed for shooting smartphone photos through the eyepiece, with the Knox serving as the equivalent of a 400 millimeter camera lens. You just twist out one of the eye cups and you can either hold your phone up to it, or you can get one of these holders and it'll hold it up there for you. I also like that they fit in the palm of your hand and that they have a thick rubber ribbing to ensure a good grip. They have a lifetime warranty against product defects, and they come with a 30-day return policy. I think for $89, Knox is something you'll enjoy over and over again, and they'll accentuate your overland travel.